How you supposed to be over there? You like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. All right. um, as y'all can see, I have given my co-host over here the spotlight because he gonna be getting his who a good interviewer. I can't say Barbara Walters for you. Who would be a good interviewer?
Yeah, can I be me?
Okay, if that's all you can do. Look, if that's the best you can do.
While she got me up on a big screen, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Tony Clopton, home-based business owner, and we are so excited about bringing a guest on, one of our newest members in our financial service membership. And it's just a pleasure to be able to share this information that I know he's going to bless somebody out there. So, Melissa, that's enough about me. Could you introduce yourself while you got me on the big screen? You can't switch us around?
See, once he get up here, once our guests get up here, then I can switch it. But I'm trying to. It's giving me a message that it's not broadcasting on Facebook, and I don't know why. It wouldn't be. But anyway.
Okay.
We may just be on YouTube tonight.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, no, I don't know what that's about. Okay, but anyway, I get sidetracked. So
right.
What I do? I did something crazy. What did I do? Okay. I don't know. Hey y'all, I'm Melissa King. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. I know y'all not used to seeing us on Wednesday. I've been backwards all week because Naya was out of school Monday. So
Me too.
I thought yesterday was Monday.
Right.
Anyway,
me too.
We usually come through on Tuesday and Thursday, but we here on Wednesday because we have a special guest. So, we was gonna make sure we pulled out all the stops and had him on. And if that meant going on the day we don't usually go on, so it is. So without further ado.
Hey, wait, Melissa. I gotta share this before you come on. Look, y'all, I went to church Sunday and I heard a sermon. The pastor was talking about how people go through things in life and God uses people, imperfect people, to share a message. And man, have never read a book before. But when I read this young man's book, man, I was like, I got to share this, man, because for one, me not being a reader, and I read the whole book. And then the pastor was talking about how all the imperfect people that God used in the Bible, with killers and murderers and all this stuff, people having issues. And I was like, man, when I read this book, I said it was time for us to share this with the people out there. So I know that somebody going to get blessed with this. So I just want to get that out, Melissa. So go ahead, do your thing. I'm done. Do your thing.
And I can testify, y'all. I talked to him yesterday, and he said he had read the book. I said, you read the whole book? So I knew when he said he read the whole book, I'm like, okay, this is something we got to talk about. So let me bring up our special guest, Marquis. Let's see if I can fix this whole screen thing back the way I did it before.
Yeah, you did that. Hold on, Marquis. She got to do her thingy thing.
Okay.
I guess it didn't work. Oh, wait a minute.
There you go. Okay, that works. All right.
I got it going on. So, Marquis, welcome. It's like I personally haven't seen you in so long. We used to go to church together.
Yes.
Back when we was at Primitive Baptist. So I remember you being that little hard-headed little boy running around the church. And your mama fussing at you. So it's good to see you all grown up, doing your grown folk thing now. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Tony, let's get started. I'm gonna let you.
So look, can I ask him? How did you? Right. Okay. So let's start off. Without introducing yourself and how how did you connect with us? Just let the people out there know. Give us a little baseline about who you are, where you're from, and then talk a little bit about how we connected, and then what got you to writing the book. Because, like I say, I was really like impressed with the whole setup, and it was a page turner for me, man. So let's tell them who you are, where you from, what made you connect with us, and what made you actually write that book, man. Can you do that for us, man?
Yeah, so I'm Marquis Henderson, from Seatown, Courtland, Alabama.
Big city.
And I've been knowing these two, they was older than me, but I know, a lot of circumstances they remember of when I was wild. So I got to searching and got hooked up online reading about my econ. And I seen Tony name beside it, and I was like, So I gave him a call, and I'm in the process of my econ with my own business. So, and about the book, or how I broke free and broke the chains, like how I broke free from all the chaos, all the everything that I had going negative in my life. I had to break the chains on it and free myself and start trusting and believing in God.
That's right. That is
so. Let me ask you this. So are you saying the things that you've been through in life kind of compelled you or put you in a position to write the book? What really made you think, hey, let me write a book because people need to hear the story, or is it just something, it was a release for you, being able to share your thoughts and where you were, your journey?
Well, it was a release, but sharing the story, it was a big relief for me. And of course, people need to know, especially these kids these days, and some of the people still our age, they're still picking up guns and they still gang banging and still, doing the kid mind frame things instead of doing grown folks, try to get up on that level.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, man, after reading your book, man, I started looking at it like, man, how do you really gain the strength? Because a lot of people would be somewhat shamed. Like, I don't want nobody to know my business. But most of the time, the things that you've been through kind of like changes your whole mindset about where I went wrong. So at what point do you say, hey, look, it's time for me to make a change? Well, what made you say, hey, I got to help somebody with where I am, where I've been to where I am right now? Because you grown man right now. From reading that book, I know you went through a lot, man. So would you say the pain that you went through and the struggles kind of like change your whole mindset about life and to even write the book? Because I mean, I would like to write a book, man, but I don't know where I would get my energy from, or my strength from.
So I think my drive, I know my drive was like, the first time when I went to prison, I stayed like 10 to 11 years straight.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
When I got out, it wasn't over. I still was thinking I could do it my way, still not putting my full trust in God, still trying to rip and run with the old associates that I had, before I left the street. So it took me going back in the prison system and staying another 2.5, 3 years to really wake up and like, get a realization that I'm tired. This is enough. Like, and ain't nobody, I feel like ain't no kid, ain't no person, whether they kid or adult, until they're tired themselves, they are not going to change.
I get it. I get it. So what you got, Melissa? You got any questions? Because I could ask for days about the story,
Well, since I haven't read it, one of my questions would be, how long did it take you from start to finish to write the book?
Like 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
Wow. That's good. And it's been available for sale on Amazon for how long?
Ever since the last week in January.
Okay, so you just recently put it out.
That's good. That's good. Good. I can tell that you put a lot of your feeling and your emotions in it, man, because it came out in the book, man. And I was like, wow, you know, you went through something that it may help somebody else not go through what you went through. So, man, I think everybody's pain does have a purpose, man. And I would say I appreciate you for writing that because somebody needs to hear that story. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I feel like, you know, just the pain and the struggles of going through prison, you know, it did a lot to me. It did, like the struggles, the having to deal with the guards, you know, just the different things that you had to change your mind to while you incarcerated. You know, I don't know. I couldn't do it again, so there's no way.
So I don't want to give away the details of the book, but through all of your journey to get where you are now, what would you say was the hardest thing you went through?
The hardest thing?
Yeah, like you just felt like it can't get no worse.
Well, this in the book, so I'm gonna say it. Like, we was going through a transition when my mom died.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I was at Decatur Work Release. So I know the pain from my grandmother, because my grandmother is the one that raised me, but the pain from her of saying that, you know, I don't want to have no part of you. I don't want to talk to you again. You know, that hurt me to the point to when I did get sent back behind the fence of a prison wall, I was cutting my wrist, like really trying to take myself out of it.
Oh, wow. And how did you turn yourself around from that point?
Well, at that point, it wasn't over.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it wasn't over because I got out in 2012, and by August 2015, I was on my way back to prison.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you hadn't reached that point.
I'm telling you, man. You know.
And how long did you stay in the second time?
Well, I went in.
Yeah, that's tough, man. To know that.
You froze, Tony?
He froze.
I think you're.
Here you come.
You back? Tony, you back? I don't know if he can hear us. Can you hear us, Tony? You were frozen.
I can hear now. Are y'all there?
Yeah,
I'm good now. Okay. Yeah, I got a call and I was trying to cut it off. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. What did I miss?
No, you were in the middle of saying something.
Yeah, I was like, man, I literally put myself in that jail cell, man. Like you can literally lose all hope, right? Like, man, this is it for me. This is rock bottom. And you said that you even had thoughts of suicide. Like, I don't have nothing else to live for. And man, for you to get out and do what you're doing right now, man, I think that's a true testament that God was still in the mix. You know, God was still working with you.
I actually cut a main vein in this arm and a main vein in this arm.
But the Lord said ain't time.
Not yet. It ain't time for you, man.
We ain't working on your time. We working on his time.
That's right.
Right. Man.
I see you folks reaching out to you. Hey, Dwight. Dwight said, keep up the good work. Over on YouTube, Deanna's hanging out with us. Thanks for coming through, Deanna. The Hood Table, Tanya. She says, hey, everyone.
Hey, now. Okay. Hey. Hey, I saw you had reached out to one of my best friends, Warren Bailey. And I was telling you that, man, God will strategically put people in your path. I do believe that it's not a coincidence that you on this post right now. I want to say we're going to say that we're going to reach some people out here with your story, man. And I did purchase your book, so if anybody have a young man that a young lady that's struggling with stuff, man, I want to be able to gift that book to somebody, man. So I think that it is worth the read, and I would definitely recommend your book to anybody, man. So I'm hoping that you and Warren can connect, because he's tied to the prison system, and maybe you can get out and talk to some more of the youth that when they do get out, they don't end up back in again, right? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, that's right. It's just like my journey is to reach the kids, you know, and try to change the mind frame. And it takes somebody, you know, God just didn't save me through all these journeys. You know, I feel like he saved me to help the next person, but I had to let myself go and stop trying to do things my way and give it to God. It's like at work today, you know, when you're doing God's work, you know, the devil gonna always come at you. So
that's right.
I had a situation go on today to where I got to change supervisors. So, you know, I prayed about it, and the answer I got back from God was, I'm moving you out the way for a reason. So he put me with another supervisor. So like I'm not stopping my journey. Not this time.
But Dwight said it's a great book. I read it, and
that's right. He working. Stuff. He always working behind the scene. That's right. That's right. Melissa, you got something?
Yeah. So okay, we heard about the we kind of heard about the downfall. Tell us more about the rise up. Tell us about some of the good things that you were able to do that 180 and bring things around, like some of your accomplishments you've had since, you know, turning your life around. Let us hear about that.
Well, I've been getting certifications.
Okay.
So right now I'm in school for a certification for as like a person that can come to your house and fill your Freon up.
Well, so, that's a good thing, because we in Alabama and it's hot.
Yes.
You always need that person on your team.
Most definitely. So I like in prison, I got a little bit more. And even when I got out the first time for as welding, you know, I got some certifications in welding. And like I married the lady that I'm with now, and everything. It's been like a wonderful experience. It's like, you know, we growing together, you know, and she have seen some changes in me come by. So it's like God's working with me. He's definitely working.
See, when you were running around that Primitive Baptist and your mom was hollering at you, some of that stuff soaked in, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
You were paying attention. You just pulled it out later.
That's right.
So tell us about your Prosperous Unity Inc. What is that all about? Is that something that you and your wife are doing together? What is that about?
Well, yes, it's you know, it's gonna be my company. So, like, cause I plan on writing several books. Like, I got another book in mind that I've been working on already. So, like, the journey can't stop. Like, so when I be able to get into like talking to churches, talking to schools, like I want to go up under that title. I want to have business cards and go up under that title, Prosperous Unity, you know, Incorporated. So when everything,
that's great. That's great. So
have shirts, you know, bags, memo books to write in when you get up in the morning to start your day, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's where that entrepreneur spirit come in.
Yes.
That's the great thing about
I like
about
that.
our business. We can go, like, for everything he plans to do, our home-based business will give him a guidance and a strategy on how to get where he wants to with his plans he got already. So I think you did the right thing in joining up with us. So You can make sure income tax, IRS wise, you're doing the right thing. The biggest thing we promote is not leaving money on the table. So if you out here working and you entrepreneur and you're doing everything, you want to make sure that you getting, reimbursed for the work that you put in. And a lot of people don't realize they miss out on money because they don't understand how it works. So I think that was a very smart move of you, to do this so you can make sure that from the jump, your business is going to be, where it needs to be. Because you hate to be 10 years down the line and find out, man, I could have been doing this all along. It's best to know it up front. So I think you're going to be good because it sounds like you got a game plan. So and you sound determined.
I got a 2-year plan that's big, and I'm praying and gonna stay before God with it. But like I always have wanted my own construction business.
Okay.
But like, I'm like I said, I'm before God with it because like I don't know how, because they don't want you praying and stuff like that now. But like before I work day, I want to be able to, all us have prayer for a safe day, So I'm just, yeah.
This is good, man. I think that a lot of people think when you get out of the prison system that your life is over. You get stuck with a dead end job, dealing with a bunch of bad people that don't want to see you prosper, man. But being a business owner, and I think that God always wants us to prosper and be in good health. I think that what you're doing now is showing people that get out that you don't have to go to somebody else's job. You can create your own business and be profitable and become wealthy regardless of the circumstances in your past, because people like to judge you on your past, man. But God got something in store for you, man. I just say keep pushing and connecting. Our business is more like just a networking and connecting with like-minded people, man. And we're glad to have you a part of MyEcon.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, staying around positive people, because, people, and sometimes they don't even realize they're doing it, but they will be so negative. And sometimes people do that as like protection, like they don't want to see you, suffer a loss or make a mistake. And they'll kind of not intend to, but keep you from stepping out on faith and trying what you want to try. So I think being around positive people and people who are going to push you instead of telling you, I don't think that's a good idea, which every idea is not a good idea, but it sounds like you praying before you even get started. So your guidance is there from the beginning. That's so right. I think that's great. And I agree with Tony. One of the YouTubers I listen to, she always says, don't judge me by my past because I don't live there no more. And I think that is a perfect thing for you, because people tend to be so judgmental based on your past.
That's
but
right.
Like the preachers always say at church, everybody's an ex something. We all got stuff that we did and we weren't perfect or whatever, but it's about what you learn from the experience and how you move forward that makes the difference.
That's right.
So, I think
come on now. Come on, Melissa. You preaching now.
You know what? I'm really proud of him. When you first called me, because Tony called me, he was like, "You remember Marquis?" I was like, Marquis. And then I had to think about it. I was like, yeah, I ain't seen him in forever. So, I'm really proud that you got out and you doing something positive. And I just hope that it's prosperous for you and that you continue to, believe and stay on the path you're on, because you stepping right. You on the yellow brick road.
Sure is, man. Sure is. But look, hey, we got to be careful on your time. We know you got to get to the church, man. We want to make sure you drive safe, man. But we really appreciate you. We've had several authors on our channel, man. And it is a blessing to have home team. We consider you family. So anytime you want to come back on and share some of your stories and testimonies, man, hey, we game. We game, man.
I got one I'm going to tell y'all before we get off the phone.
Okay.
Y'all remember when I went through that car wreck?
Yes, I do.
I might have been away.
So you remember I was in a coma.
Mm-hmm. Were you?
Yes.
How long?
It was just crazy because you can hear everything when you're in a coma. You can hear everything, like you hear. Mm-hmm. So at that time in the coma, like I could hear the preacher preaching over me. I could hear my family around me crying from the outside.
Yeah.
I'm walking in a church, and when I get to the casket in the front of the church and look down in the casket is me. So a bright light shined up above the casket to where it blinded me, and I had to do my hand like that. And the light came down and went inside of my body, and that's when I came out of that coma.
Man, look at God.
They had called my family because they were pulling the plugs, and they said I wasn't gonna make it. And the probably can testify to that.
Wow,
that's God right there. Nobody but God.
I didn't know you had been in a bad accident like that. So, how long were you in the coma? How long were you unresponsive?
Like a couple months.
Really?
Because my body had blown up big as like 400 pounds, but it was nothing but fluid on my body.
But you ain't nothing but a walking testimony.
Boy, you're a walking testimony. Boy, you got my eyes missed. You got my contacts cutting into my eyeballs, man. Man, there ain't nobody but God right there, brother. We appreciate you sharing your story, man. Yeah. Somebody gonna get healed on this one. Somebody gonna get healed behind your story, brother. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Well, Tony already bought his book. I'm gonna buy one, and I guess we can both for the first two people that reach out that wants a copy of the book, we'll purchase it and send it to them.
Okay.
Just to kind of get you circulating.
Absolutely, we will do that.
I got some. Hold on for a second.
Yeah.
If anybody want to buy one that's close by our hometown, Decatur, I got them on hand.
Okay, good deal.
I got a box full
and they can find you on as Prosperous Unity on Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you have any other names that you go by on social media? Put it out there. How they can get in contact with you?
That you can get in contact with me. That's way.
They can get in contact with the book on Amazon, or you on what else? Kindle?
Yeah, it's on Kindle too.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what we'll do afterwards, I'll go find the information and put it in the comments of the live stream. So that way, if people catch the replay, they'll have it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
okay.
Thank
Good
you
deal.
so much for coming through and hanging out with us today.
Most definitely. Anytime.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Thank y'all.
All right.
All right.
All right. Be safe, man. On your way to church.
God bless y'all.
All right.
All right. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Most definitely. Anytime.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Man, what an awesome story. Melissa. Hey, it's okay. You still running. Look here. Got my eyes all, man. It must be this bright light got my eyes watering because of the I guess
that's
I got
exactly what it is. You missed it.
That's what it is. My sinuses and stuff. Man, that story. He told me about being in that casket, man, and I had myself in the casket. I was like, man, that would have woke me up too. Like, God, I ain't ready yet. Man.
I had no idea he had been in a coma, and to be in there for that many months, and you know how, I don't know, I've never gone through that with anybody, but a lot of times people have to make that decision. Are we gonna keep them on life support, or it's just that's crazy. That's crazy. And it just makes you it's good that you can learn from somebody else's experiences, and which I think the book is a good idea, and him speaking to the young people is a good idea because he can tell his story and maybe keep them from going through that,
Going back too.
It ain't nothing like hearing about it out of the horse's mouth,
I could never imagine. I could not imagine what he has been through this far, man. I'm like, to want to take your own life and to being in an accident and man, I'm gonna tell you that it's some people going through that now. Like, I don't think it's no more hope for me, but it is some hope, man. That young man, he gonna go places. I'm gonna claim that he going places.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he on the right path, and it sounds like the Lord already ordering his steps. He just
So you're right.
So
that's right. That's right.
This was a good opportunity. I want to say the last time I saw Marquis, he had to been still a little kid. You know, other than like maybe seeing him in passing, but as far as like talking to him, whatever, it's been forever. I you know, because when I left away from home, a lot of people, I lost track of what they were doing, and then he was so many years younger than us. But you know, I just really appreciate the fact that he done got out, and he's being so transparent about what he's gone through. Because, like you said, a lot of people wouldn't even want to tell what they've gone through because they're afraid that people are going to judge them, or people are already judging them, and they don't want to, you know, feed into that. But when you can set that aside and say that you're going to share your story, no matter how it affects me, so that I can be a blessing to somebody else, I mean, that's not an easy thing to do.
It ain't. And Melissa, really, it's a lot of healing. Cause I mean, I can tell you from him talking about his mom passing and his grandmother saying that she didn't want to have nothing to do with him. That got to be a hurtful place, and not being able to do anything about it. So it's probably healing for him to even talk about it, and for people to even listen. Because man, they be like, people will throw you away and like, hey, I don't want to. Yeah. So you know, I commend him for telling the story.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not gonna say that I don't think anybody is disposable, but you know, you do have people that when you see they're on a path where they're not trying to improve, you kind of feel like I'm investing my time, and they're not benefiting from it. They're still going their separate way. But for me, as long as I can see that a person is trying to be positive and make a change, you know, I'm good with it. But like you said, it's got to be hard when your family has gotten to a point that they didn't tried till they just
out of love.
That's hard on them too.
You can run out of love for people when you feel like they're not gonna do better for themselves. Sometimes people have to hit rock bottom to really do better. You know what I'm saying? So he found that place, and God was able to pick him up. I think a lot of people end up in that place where I don't have nowhere else to turn, and then say, "Okay, God, I'm listening now. What do I need to do?" You know. So
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a real family-oriented person. Like not having not being able to get to my family, because of course when you're in jail, you can't get to them. You know, not being able to have access to them, that would have tore me down right there, because you know, I go hard for mine. It's like at the end of the day, that's all you got. So I commend him. I really do commend him, and I hope he has continued success. So like we said, y'all, whoever reaches out, the first two people, we're gonna give away a copy of the book. So
absolutely,
either hit us up, or you may be looking at us on either Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Wherever you are, the first 2 timestamps we see, those are 2 people we're gonna make sure get the book.
Absolutely, sounds good. Melissa, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
So are we coming back tomorrow for our regular schedule?
Yeah, let's come back tomorrow and turn up. I'm ready to turn up. Your boy had 24 years of service at my job, so we'll talk a little bit about that and my struggle. I struggle too.
24 years.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. But let's talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I gotta get off.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming through. I enjoyed this, and we will catch you guys on the next go around.
Absolutely.
Thanks for everybody that came through. Deanna, Dwight, the Hood Table, Tanya, thank you so much for coming through and joining the podcast with the broadcast with us.
Absolutely.